Hey, All Souls, Pastor Will here with my friend Cynthia Gray from, if any of you have gone into Mia's Kitchen and delighted in their food, you've seen this one on the side or working behind the counter or out greeting people, and her smile was one of the things that was always a welcoming presence to me, and I'm sure to many of you. And so, Cynthia, I'm so thankful for your willingness to sit down with us and just share a little bit about your heart with regard to Mia's Kitchen and what was lost there, and how you're doing.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to turn this real quick.
It's been rough.
Yeah.
The best way to describe, I think, the loss of Mia's Kitchen is to sort of explain the evolution, because it really is kind of an extraordinary story. Michael and I we're local. We wanted to just, we were raising a family. We wanted to stay local. And, Michael used to say, there's no place to get a good sandwich around here, And I came from the fitness world. And so I was like, yeah, but there's no place to get a good salad. And there's no place to get a good smoothie. And, and he said, yeah, what about a nice vegetable side? There's just nothing like that. And, I came from the city and I said, why is there no place that has a fun New York City vibe? It has some funky, and he said, yeah, why does nobody ever play good music? And so, we just started that ball rolling, he started, we got some good speakers and we started playing blues, and he'd be in the back, designing the kitchen and coming up with the menu, and I was in the front pounding on the walls to try to, make it look nice and make it funky and fun.
Yeah.
But from there, we didn't know whether Suffern was ready for us. It was kind of a risk. And, but we opened on a street fair day. And from that moment, I knew that, people were going to respond well to us.
Yeah.
And at that moment, though, Mia's took on a life of its own, and it became bigger than anything that we had ever dreamed. It was, because of, there were people that would come and just want to sit there for a few hours and just hang out. And there were other people that just needed a quick bite, but they didn't want pizza. They wanted to eat healthy. We had people that were coming by just wanting food for their whole family and to try to eat cleaner. And we had people that were having health issues, that were trying to get off their medications or that were trying to lose weight. And, they were asking for advice about how to eat, and, even when they weren't at Mia's, and asking for recipes from Michael, and, just so many things. And then we became connected with you guys, and having that community was so wonderful. Roz's wedding, and just the certain events that were happening here. It just, like I said, became so much bigger than us. And Mia's then became not really about Michael and Cynthia. It became more about our customers, and they became the foundation. And so of course I feel terrible. It was my world. This was my life. And of course for Michael, but it sounds funny, but I feel worse for our customers. I really do. I just feel such a loss for our people, and so it's hard to even, that's the best way that I can describe it.
Yeah, well, and we came into Suffern the same time you guys did. And so we saw the evolution from the beginning of Mia's Kitchen, and it was so cool, just that connection that we had from the beginning. And for me, feeling a real heart that God had called me not just to pastor a church, but to care for a community. Like Mia's Kitchen was that gathering place where, having lunch several times a week in your place with different people connecting and just see the shared heart for community and a place of belonging. My heart just is broken for the loss of Mia's Kitchen and what it has meant to me personally, let alone to All Souls, let alone to Suffern. And so I want to say, first of all, your desire to create a place that did all those things, that was funky, that played good music, like you nailed it. You nailed it. You hit it the ball right out of the park. It was every one of those things and more and more. And I think, just speaking for the people who would come in, like Cynthia, the fact that you would say out loud, like, hey, this was a place that became about our customers, that was evident every time we walked in. Right? Like literally every time we walked in, no one was too busy. No one was too distracted. I mean, where else do you walk in and you get a hug every time? You know, and from you, from Michael, from anyone who's, you know, like it was like Cheers without the bar, right? Like it was.
Yeah, truly. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and we had people like that. We had, you know, people that would do the Friday morning breakfast club. And
there you go.
We had this one family with the little baby. I swear, since she was like a few weeks old, they came in every single Saturday.
Wow.
And now she's like 4 or 5 years old, and it's like, how do you break it to her?
Right.
You know, that, you know, she would come back in the kitchen and she'd help me on the register, and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah. So tell us, the question that I'm constantly being asked, right, is how can we help? How can we help? How can we help? And I know that there are things out there. There are GoFundMe pages. All Souls is collecting funds as well for you guys. And, you know, so obviously financially is one big answer to that question. But are there other things? Like what's most helpful to you, Cynthia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so appreciative of everyone's prayers and, you know, everyone that has reached out. It's just been such a wonderful feeling that, you know, the outpouring of support. And, you know, some of these things that are happening, like these charities or whatever, they're events. And I would love for people to go to the events because I want to see them. I want to see people that I haven't had a chance to see all this time. You know, that's part of the heartbreak, is that, like, these became friends.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen these people. It's been a few weeks, and it's going to be, you know, months or years or whatever it is. So, you know, that would be something that I would say would be great. I would just love to, you know, hang out and say hello to people.
Okay.
Or, you know.
Yeah, awesome. Well, what I'll do is, I know of a couple of them, so I'll post underneath this video some of those links so people can know what's coming up. And we'll just keep the ball rolling in terms of that communication, so folks can know.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and come hang out and get a hug from this one, and give her a hug, because you know, the more hugs the better. But you know, I think when I was talking to Michael about it, he talked about, hey, that's just stuff, and everyone's okay, and it's the people that matter. And he was absolutely right. But to your point, it's without a gathering place, sometimes it's really hard to connect with those people.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
Thanks for taking the time today to share with everyone out there who misses this face and this heart, and who wants to know how you're doing, how we can support and love you, but just that you're okay as well. So really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Friends, thanks for praying. Thanks for giving. Thanks for showing up. Let's keep going, All Souls. Have a great day, friends.